Thank you, Chairman Hill, for holding this important hearing today, and thank you to the witnesses for being with us. I represent a rural community and largely Hispanic community in deep South Texas. So our community and our regional banks are very important to understanding the needs of South Texans. That being said, Acting Chairman Hill and Comptroller Gould, you both have an important but difficult task of trying to right the ship at the FDIC and OCC, respectively, after the Biden administration spent years directing our prudential regulators to focus on things outside your core mission. As you know, the culture of the FDIC and OCC impact the work your examiners do, and in turn impacts the ability of our community bankers to serve their clients and constituents. There's often a discussion solely around the number of examiners you employ, but as I am sure you would agree, ensuring that we have experienced examiners is very important. In your new roles, can you share how you plan to address the young and often inexperienced bank examiners that you may have? And I'll start with Acting Chairman Hill. Is this an issue that you've seen since arriving to the FDIC?
Sure. Thank you for the question. That's absolutely something that we are very focused on. The retention of experienced examiners is something that the agency has been focused on for a number of years. We are considering and putting in place a number of options to ensure that we are doing everything we can to retain experienced examiners.
Give me an example of some of those options.
Sure. So we have one item that we're going to include in our budget for next year that's going to create a new grade level for examiners that reach a certain level of experience. And
for those watching television right now, what does a grade level mean?
So essentially, it would mean a higher level. They would graduate to a higher level of pay, and it would accrue to their sort of retirement, et cetera. And so we have other things similarly when it comes to retention payments and things like that, essentially to ensure that examiners, as they achieve a level of experience, we want those individuals to stay with the agency because they're people that know the institutions they supervise, know the local conditions, et cetera.
Sounds like we have some work to do right there, right? And Comptroller Gould, would you agree that this is an issue at the OCC as well?
Well, thank you very much for the Congresswoman. I generally think we have very talented examiners across the board. We created, just in the 4 months I've been there, created a community bank supervision portfolio, again, dedicated to the needs of community banks. I've already been on 2 community bank exams, including one down in Texas. Haven't been as far south as your district, but look forward to getting there, but twice down to Fort Worth, Dallas area. I do think examiner training is very important. We want to make sure we have the resources and are training kind of the next generation of examiners, particularly around kind of new and innovative technologies that some of the banks may be choosing to engage in going forward.
Wonderful. It sounds like we need some work there in the FDIC and possibly even the OCC, but making sure that we have experienced examiners is very important, especially when it comes to our community and our regional banks. I have a minute of time here, so I'm going to go on to the next question. Vice Chairman Bowman, last year you called on the Federal Reserve Board to tackle and identify issues that were exposed during the bank stress test in the spring of 2023, including updating the discount window, and you've spoken a little bit about that. I have a piece of legislation bringing the discount window into the 21st Century Act. Could you share a quick update on the reforms the board is still considering to update when it comes to the discount window's operation and technology?
Thank you for the opportunity to discuss the important tool of the discount window. It is certainly something we learned a lot about its functionality during the Silicon Valley Bank experience and failure. One thing that we have recognized and we're engaging with our FHLB colleagues is to recognize the importance of being able to quickly move collateral from the FHLB system into the discount window system. So we're doing a lot of work to modernize our capabilities and our operations in that space, among many other issues and areas, but I think that's probably the most critical.
Thank you so much. I yield back.
Gentlelady's time has expired. With that.